pen friends, Leila here. It is a late night in the editing room. I am hustling my bustle to get out the next episode of For Your Penjoyment for you. Accompanying the episode is what you're watching right now. I had the pleasure of interviewing Kate from Benu. She's the co-founder of Benu, and it was a dream come true of mine to just talk to her about pens. It was a lovely conversation, and I wanted to post it in almost its entirety. I edited some of the extensive ums and uhs out, but I did my best. But here it is in our own words, a fun conversation about whimsical pens. Enjoy. Well, everyone, a personal dream of mine is coming true today. With me, we have the co-founder of perhaps my favorite pen company, Benu, Kate. Welcome to the show, Kate. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me on on your show. It's really, really nice of you to say so. Well, I really appreciate it and very happy to participate in
Uh,
our
thank you.
in our interview.
Wonderful. We have quite a mix of viewers, some experienced pen enthusiasts who have an idea of Benu as a company, but we find we have a lot of beginners coming in as well, and this may be their first exposure to Benu as a brand. So let's go through just a touch of history. You and Alex came together to start the company in 2016, correct?
Correct, right?
And as far as I read, you both were in the fountain pen world as designers prior to joining forces. Can you elaborate on that a little?
We actually had experience. We both had experience in multiple projects and companies. Most of them were about premium products and luxury goods and items like watches, jewelry, accessories, and of course pens, both Fontan, rollerball pens, ballpoint pens. And so the experience was that the markets that I just mentioned are very similar in terms of how the preference of the customers, the requirements to the customer support service, and so on. And among all the things that I just mentioned, fountain pens probably were the closest to our hearts. So when we decided it's time to start our own business, our own brand, fountain pens was the first thing that came to our mind. And so this is how the company and the brand began. And well, here we are.
I love that. What was so intriguing about the fountain pen specifically? Because I mean, you mentioned all kind. You had experience designing all kinds of luxury goods. What made this stand out to you as something you wanted to pursue and like spread to the masses?
I think it's a simple thing that we both are fountain pen users
Mhm.
and we enjoy the process. And we personally, this is our shared belief that um, the process of writing with fountain pens and very similar to meditation. And our crazy, speedy, very messy sometimes life that there are a lot of technical things that make it easy, but at the same time, it's very, very, the speed is incredible. You sometimes need time to stop and maybe relax and reflect on day and what you're actually doing at the moment. And fountain pens is such a nice tool. It's not just a writing instrument. It's such a nice tool to not only compose your thoughts and write them down, but also to reflect what are you actually doing at the moment. And for example, for me, every morning I start the same. I open my notebook and I write down by hand everything that I need to do, what I need to do first, what I need to do second, what is important. I highlight it several times, underline it several times. And then this moment, it gives me a moment to compose myself, to put priority on my daily tasks, to think about something more deeply. And I think it's priceless. And this is why the fountain pens are so close to my heart, as not only as a working or writing tool, but also something bigger.
Yeah,
And Alex exactly feels exactly the same. So this is why we wanted to start from this project.
that's fantastic. I couldn't agree more. I think like when I was first introduced to the fountain pen, getting used to writing with it and then learning how to clean it and everything, it became like the cleaning itself became its own like Zen-like process. But
Mm.
slowing down, it made my writing feel more deliberate, more purposeful, a little more important than any other writing instrument. So I really do appreciate what you just said about that. That resonates deeply with me. What I love about Benu is you take a functional tool like a fountain pen, but you inject imagination into it. Like you look at major retailers, like you have the Japanese big three, Sailor, Pilot, Platinum. You have Lamy in the West, Pelican. They're very straightforward. When you and Alex were venturing out and trying to figure out like what place Benu had in the market, did you back in 2016 know just how imaginatively you wanted to take things, or did that intention grow over time?
I think it's strengthened over time, but
Mhm.
it was in initial our idea and our initial intent to make fountain pens that's not only writing tool, but also can bring some emotions. Let's face it, when we have such a personal item as fountain pens, we usually have some emotion. It might be a gift, it might be uh, dear to you because you bought it in some place that has a
Or
special
at a
meaning for
personal
you.
time, or yeah.
Some, yeah,
Mhm.
personal time,
Right.
personal, your personal view of the shape, or let's say color or anything. It's a very personal item,
Yeah.
and we wanted to support it with the emotion. And emotion is also important to us. Once again, if we just want to write something down, to make a quick note, we have phones for that, ballpoints, we have computers. It's very fast and very neat. Just you have your thought recorded. And but with a pen, you enjoy the process. So it should be some emotional connection to this writing tool. So
Mhm.
yes, at the very beginning, we want to convey this idea in our pens, to make
Mm,
it emotional, to make it happy, to make it memorable and very personal.
very good. Um, when when you first rolled out, I guess, how many models did you have, I guess, starting out as a company? And do you remember what they were?
We started only with one model. It was
Mm.
Minima,
No. Oh,
and we
the
started on.
Minima.
It
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
was only two of us. Actually, we started on the family country house, and Alex produced all the pens himself, and I was selling it and marketing it and shipping them and provide customer support, everything. It was two-man band. And so, yeah, with such a small team, we could only have one pen, one model to start. We could
Sure.
afford only one model, and we choose a small compact pen as a minimum.
So from the Minima, how did we expand from there?
At a certain point, the time came to introduce another pen,
Mhm.
and Alex came up with the idea of briolet. It was our second pen, if I'm not mistaken. One of the hobbies of Alex is collect minerals, rare minerals, and stones, and he also a jeweler by one of his profession, but by one of his profession that he graduated from and had an experience with.
Hmm.
And Briolet is one of his favorite cut of diamonds. So it fit, fitted perfectly for the pen he was imagined because, first of all, those triangle shaped facets they attract light and create such a beautiful play of light on the surface of the pen. And second, this shape prevent the pen from rolling down out of
Exactly.
the table, working as stoppers. This was the whole idea, and this is how our second pen was born, the brilliant one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant is special even for us. For example, it's still probably one of my favorite models. But I say this about all the pen, but brilliant is really special.
It is really
Really special. I
special.
really love the play of light on this shape. It make it looks like a little
Little gemstone.
gemstones. Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Especially this most recent collection of briolets you've released with the translucent materials. Like my first one was Luminous Orchid, and it was the first pen that led me to believe that pens can be more than just functional tools. They can actually be sources of inspiration in themselves. So, happening upon the briolet and then learning more about your company, you open my world up to a whole new realm of possibility.
Oh, thank you so much. It was our intention, and when you say so, it's like music to my ears. Thank you.
At what point did you start involving, hiring more people, expansion, like, because with those two models, in a world where everything is pretty much like cigar shaped or flat top, one color, very basic, at what point did expansion occur? When did you start gaining enough traction, attention for that expansion to happen?
I think it was at the end of 2017.
Hmm.
Uh, we already have our brilliant pens, and we started working with our first retailer. I think it was Vanessa Pens, but
Mm.
I might be mistaken. So yeah, to this point, we felt that we are not enough. We want more uh, people in our team to support Benu for the future growth. And we invited two more people, one for production and one for logistic, to help us out.
Mm.
And this is how the team actually started expanding, and Benu moved from two-man band to something resemble the company.
Very good. In your words, I know that I've said a lot about like how other retailers compare to Benu, but in your words, what makes Benu fundamentally different from other pens on the market?
It's a very interesting question, and I don't want to degrade other
Oh
brands,
no.
especially considering that so many great brands out there, so many
Right.
fun fountain pens. But I do believe that we actually, and I hope you agree, we actually hard to invent this niche of the fun looking pens that sometimes might be too fun or too strange looking. Sometimes they might be too I don't know, colorful, and not only for everyone. But this is still a niche of fountain pens that are not classic, traditional, elegant, but also fun, colorful, expressive, with a lot of sparks and different materials that are not for office only, but for every day to enjoy yourself and the writing process. Uh, it maybe would be too, I don't know, self promoting to say that we invent this niche, but we certainly contribute significantly in it, the way it appeared.
Mhm.
And then we still different from other brands. Many other brands also follow this way and present many good, fun-looking pens that are not so strict and business-like, but more fun.
Right.
But I still believe that we're champion in this area. Our pen is the brightest, the most colorful ones,
Yeah,
and the most fun you can find on the market.
absolutely. I would
Uh,
agree. I would say you're pioneers of that niche market of pens for sure.
Well,
Absolutely.
we wanted to do so, and I think we definitely we were among the first to create such design, such look for such a traditional product as a fountain pen.
Hmm. I mean, I would go as far as to say, like, you probably inspired the next generation of fountain pen enthusiasts. I mean,
Thank you, thank
that's
you.
a very big statement, but I mean, as someone who came into it, I was introduced to fountain pens at the very start of the pandemic in 2020. And it wasn't until maybe 2021 that I learned about your company and that there's more. That pens can serve as a reflection of my personality, um, serve as again a source of inspiration for what I want to write. Like for example, I picked up a love story euphoria because one day I wanted to write a love story and that just made sense to me. Like things like that, it's inspiring. How do you define success beyond revenue and growth?
Also a very interesting question, and I think it's very personal and objective. It's when you feel happy with the result, and you feel joy from the result. This is success. When you're satisfied with how your product looks, how customers perceive your product or your pens in our case, um, how satisfied customers with what you can offer in terms of customer support and the quality of the product. And if you feel satisfied with this, it's I think it is a success. Uh, I never forget when I first saw how I think it was in the video that showed the Fountain Pet trade show. I can't remember, can't recall which one, but I saw the reaction of people who I think it was at the luxury brands um booth or desk to see our pens. The emotions were priceless. People like they were like lighted up inside to see our pens. It was much happiness on their faces, and I really felt satisfied. And maybe not achieved success at this point, but certainly achieved a certain milestone, very important one as a brand and as a company together with Alex. Because well, this is what we wanted, and we saw it with our own eyes. The emotions, the happiness people see, people feel when they see our product and start using it. So the success is very, of course, it's the certain revenue and profit and like business, you need to achieve this, but also the satisfaction of the product well done, customers happy, market niche field, something you offered. It's internal satisfaction for sure for me.
Absolutely. When I first started working for Pen Boutique and I, met my co-host on the show, Laura, um, we discovered we have very different tastes in pens, obviously. She likes more traditional, classic. I like more whimsical, imaginative. So Benu became a very like polarizing topic for us. And I noticed in general, like discourse online, like on the fountain pen Reddit or the Facebook fountain pen groups, all the social media, Benu is typically a polarizing company. Like you don't have any in between feelings about them. You either feel strongly, passionately about the pens you create, or it's just like, not my cup of tea. Do you have an idea of what your like average Benu user is like? I imagine, demographics might skew younger or more female. Like, judging from the response, like what is the community around Benu look like?
Mm, First of all, I don't think that we can paint an average person
That's
from
true.
our, yeah. It's
We're above
because,
average.
yeah, because I think the person who choose the pen, Benu pen over some traditional classic writing instrument, uh, always very interesting, very unusual, with something that very, if you may say so, about the person, colorful in terms of perception of life, in terms of personality, very bright, very. I never met a person who used and loved Benu pen, who would be an average standard person with the average personality. I don't know how to explain it better.
Yeah.
It's always something very surprising, something very, sometimes very um, refreshing, in the people who use our pens.
Mhm.
And this is probably my favorite parts, because I adore our customers and friends who support our brand and just like our brand, uh, because they're always such an interesting people, and you can't have enough of them when you start talking with them, knowing them. They always have something very specific and interesting about their personality, very different from others. So I don't know if it's answered your question about how I can
It
describe the
has.
person, but this is what I felt, and this is what I discovered on our uh, way of producing the pens and talking to our customers or just people who appreciate our designs.
That's wonderful. Can we talk about the talisman for a second?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
So each line has like an inspiration behind it. You have the briolette, that very cut gem. You have euphoria, those moments that make you feel good. And then there's the talisman, a little more based in folklore and of the natural world, things like that. That when I first discovered the talisman as a model, that blew my mind. Who came up with that? Who decided to incorporate the materials from the natural world within the resin of the pen? Like, tell me the story how the talisman came to be.
It's actually my favorite story, and the concept of talisman, we have to thank our customers, particularly one customer from Holland, from Netherlands, from Amsterdam. She shared that she was, I think, needed to supply her PhD texts. She was about to receive a PhD, and she needed to write down some assignment or something. And she confessed that she was very nervous because she forgot her favorite Beno pen, which she feels always bring her luck. Uh, it's not about because it was particularly Benu, but we noticed, and I'm guilty of this. I also had a pen that I felt that I'm particularly lucky when I use it. But
Mm-hmm.
many people have such small items, and maybe we're not superstitious. Maybe we don't believe in such things. Most of us don't, but still there is something we prefer to use in a very serious situation. We prefer to use something very private and special that usually help us maybe by I don't know, just being with us to feel more confident and a little bit more lucky. So this is came the idea that okay, fountain pens so often, or pens in general, considered by the owners as a lucky item, even if they don't believe in it.
Right.
Just little something that help us to boost our, I don't know, confidence,
Yeah.
or maybe believe that the luck are with them today. So we decided why not to do such a design and a pen that to honor people lovely superstitions and their need to have a little something to help them out. And we discovered there is such a wonderful world of legends and history and use of different materials. Look at the mandragora. It has a huge, amazing, captivating stories from the Middle Age, from ancient time, how people use it, why they choose this particular plant, what it represents, and so on, so on. The stories that need to be told because it's a history, it's interesting, it's intriguing.
Yeah.
And just to support the design, we thought it would be nice and cool to add a little something from the mandrake, for example, to support the design even more. Not to
Right.
make the item lucky, because you know nothing can make it lucky if you don't believe in it.
Exactly.
But yeah, but to just to support, to tell this legend even more in the material of the pen. And this is how the concept was born, and still we still develop it. One of our most successful model
It is
from
amazing.
all
It is truly amazing. Like when when Pen Boutique approached Benu to do a store exclusive, Lena tasked me with that project. So I tried to be as democratic as possible in coming up with a concept that could represent us all as a family, a work family. And that's how Firefly Stone was born. And this is my lucky pen. You when you started telling that story about the good luck pen, I was immediately like holding back because I'm like, this has been it for me. Like,
that.
and knowing that the stone it was based upon is somehow in this pen that tickles me. That detail tickles me. So I'm just this was like the first step in realizing like a greater fountain pen dream of mine coming up with the concept, being able to work with Bryce and make seeing this happen. I can't even begin to
My
describe how life
compliment with
changing.
this pen, because it was amazing. The project was such a fun, even if we not work directly with the help of Bryce, but still you can feel a person in the preferences and the direction of the design. And this is what, well, an amazing time when we work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. So Benu has released some newer models to the collection. We've seen the Tessera, which is gorgeous, and the entire Haute collection. In my perception, these are all still very much a Benu pen, but there's a little bit of like a refinement there. I bring this up because my co-host with the traditional tastes, I brought my Tessera in one day, and she asked me, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's a Benu. It's the Benu Tessera," and it was the Tanzanite color. She was shocked. So it started appealing to her traditional sensibilities. When those two models were launched, was there like a deliberate discussion about like not making them as like extreme or like simplifying them a little bit? Like what inspired them?
Thank you for asking this. It's a great question, because this is exactly what we try to do. You know, I love the word enabling. So many pen users
Of
use when you
course.
try to make other person appreciate the art of fountain pen writing.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea behind those two collections was, um, I think probably Bryce. We discussed it with Bryce from Luxury Brands,
Mm-hmm.
who said, guys, don't you want to make something for those who appreciate more traditional design a little bit,
Hmm.
just to give them a taste of Benu pen.
Right.
And we think it's a great idea. Why not try to, I'm trying to pronounce it, Benubel, Benable,
Yeah.
Benubel.
Benuble works.
Try
It works.
Benubel, yeah, give it just a little taste to those who prefer more refined, elegant, understated design, but still stay true to ourselves. Even with Tessera and Haute collection, it's still Benu. You can see it. It's
Undeniable.
colorful, crazy pens. They always have been and always will be.
Hmm.
But it's still a little bit more refined.
Yeah.
And for those who would like turn it a little bit down, maybe try new shape and bright colors, but not as crazy bright as our usual design is.
Sure.
So yeah, first come Tessera, very almost without sparkle and any other bright colors.
Right.
And yeah, and then odds, which we try to convey our idea of elegance and still stay true to our main concept and our main
They
design
are
features.
gorgeous. Like both the Tessera and Oats, they really are a triumph. Beautiful
Thank you.
collection.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. How has starting the company, seeing how it's grown, how has Benu as a brand changed you as a person?
First of all, Benu is our first, probably, let's call it serious business, where there are a lot of people involved and uh, retail partners a lot. Before that, we were either employed by other companies or had some projects that we developed to a certain point and then sell it. And Beno is something that we decided to keep to ourselves and continue to grow and develop.
Mm,
And of course, this gives you whole much perspective to the business and to life itself, because small business is challenging and very precious. It becomes like your own child,
mhm,
and your customers became much more than just customers. It became the part of who you are and what your business is about. And I don't know if it's Beno particularly or the Beno is as a business, but it gives you totally different perspective of life and perspective of people as well. I think that maybe at the beginning I needed to understand the market better, and I work for customer support myself for quite a long time. And with our Benu customers, I probably started to became more able to look at the situation, product with from another person perspective. I hope that working with Benu customers made me more accepting to the people differences, the differences in their tastes, and also probably more sensitive towards critique of other people,
mm,
especially at the beginning, because when we just started, it was come on, this is not a pen, this is not a fountain pen. It's something like it was many, maybe not negative things, but very um, things said that for sensitive person, it's a little bit hard to digest.
mhm.
But I think it helped me to be more understanding to that the thing might not be bad. It's just another person's opinion. You need to respect this, and you need to try to see things through their eyes as well.
Where do you want to see Benu in the next 5 years?
I definitely want Binu to be able to appeal to more people to try them.
Mhm,
And I see it every day that the people who would, let's say, 5 years ago would never consider using such a pen, try it, appreciate it, And it's very interesting to see when a person start from a very subtle design and then go crazy with Benu. So yeah, I definitely would like the Benu community, the users of Benu and Benu family for us became larger um, in terms of people personality, people preferences, characters, everything. So I would like to grow as a community as well, and the more content users, the journal, our Bino family, and also from time to time we're trying to implement different products that would be produced in Bino style
Mhm.
and to add them to the our product range so
Mhm.
that people who buy our pens could enjoy other complementary products that come with the Binu fountain pens every day. And I think this is our short-term goals, and that's it. More people who use Benu and more products to try to those who already enjoy our design.
Second to last question. What legacy do you hope to build? Like when you're at the point when you're ready to hand the baton over to someone else and look at the body of your work, what do you hope to see in that?
I would be happy if the Benu brand will have a recognition, would have a recognition of the brand that is completely different from any other that helped to build this niche. We were talking about the niche of something that is not traditional but different. And also be happy and satisfied if we would be able to enable more people who never imagine using fountain pens to appreciate this product because it is amazing in so many ways that we discussed before. Let it reflect on yourself and on your thoughts and on your day while using it. Um, so if it would be the legacy we left behind, I would be happy with this for sure.
It has been such a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, likewise. It was.
And
Thank you so much, Leila. It was such a nice time. And
thank you.
thank you.
And if I just happen to find myself in Armenia one day, can I stop by
Please let
headquarters
us
and
know in
visit?
advance. Yeah, you should. You should. Just let me know. You have my email. You have my phone. Just let us know. We would be very happy to host you.
I would love that. Thank you so much.